Good Sunday afternoon. It's actually Sunday afternoon, to be specific. Current recording time is 4:56 p.m. This is PodBros, a production of Sound Bros Productions. Sorry. You're not paying attention. That's the best part. So we are actually doing what we said we were going to do months ago, and we are actually recording our podcast through from the living room of some friends of ours. So we have Frank.
Oh, wow. Now we're friends.
We're friends. We are friends. And
Shayla.
I don't know why I was going to say Shayla, and then my brain was like, no, it's Shauna. And then I was like, no, if I say Shauna, I'm going to get stabbed because I'm in her house. And so I avoided that and went for just failing miserably in front of everybody. So here we go. So we're actually recording from someone else's living room, Nick. How cool is that?
It's all right.
I mean, it's nice in here. It's not quite the porch outside of the house in Chino, but under the stars, late in the evening.
Sounds romantic.
So before we started recording, we were discussing movies, and we were discussing musicals, not Susicals, musicals. Yeah, feel free, get comfortable. This is how podcasts go. You just kind of do whatever you want, because we're not filming, so
no one can see what you're doing.
No one can see what you're doing. I've done many podcasts, without pants. It works,
man.
It's nice.
That'd
it's very
be
comfortable. So, where was I going?
Favorite movie.
Favorite movies. Okay, so we were talking
pants?
about
nowhere. Hopefully,
with pants on.
Nowhere with no
Movies
pants.
on.
I don't usually leave the house without pants on.
That's a good
I
note.
could. I'm on 5 acres out in Chino, but
I got locked out with no pants on.
Did you?
Yeah.
What happened?
I went outside the back door and didn't unlock it.
It's a regular thing.
It's a regular thing.
It's a regular thing.
We need to get you a key. We need to get you a key that goes around your neck. You just hang a key around your neck, right? It's like, what is that, sir? I leave the house without pants on a regular basis, and I have to get back in. Actually, that's what I like those digital keypads for now.
Yeah.
Like instead of having a padlock on the door,
Yeah.
you put in a code. The only problem with that is if you get older and you get Alzheimer's, you're like,
You
I'm
forgot
locked
to
out without pants and no code.
You got a little time for that, though.
Oh, yeah, I got a lot of time for that.
Time for what?
I'm
To
not
get
that-
old.
Yeah, welcome to
and
the
get
club.
Alzheimer's.
You're already there.
Where
I
are
forgot
we?
my
Who are
name.
you?
Why am I here? Movies.
Movies.
We got off. So first off, the movie theaters have been closed for like forever,
Yeah.
which is obnoxious. And
Yeah,
now
it's
they're
like-
open and they're forcing you to wear a mask throughout the entire movie, like in the
wow.
movie theater. I'm like, yeah, no,
So,
because I'm not going to try and eat my popcorn through my mask. That's just not. Gonna
You can
work
do
out.
that. You cut the little slit in the front.
yeah.
Have you seen those GIFs where they wear the two masks, the one up and the one below, and then it kind of looks like a surgical mask, but they can open their mouth and just eat right there?
No, I haven't
Have you
seen that.
seen those?
I haven't
I
seen
have
that
not.
yet.
Oh my God.
But I did
funny.
see a saxophone player who never took his horn down, but he had his
He had a hole
mouth.
in it?
He had a hole in it. He had his
man.
mouthpiece in his mouth the whole time.
So that brings up a question. So when you play a wind instrument of some kind, I play trumpet, or I used to. I haven't
played
played
the trumpet.
I haven't played in years, but I was learning how to circular breathe, right? So that you can hold the long note. How do you do that with a mask?
I don't know how you do that at all.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
So I was being actually
not a
taught,
strong
and I
point.
actually got pretty decent at it. I could hold a note for like a minute and a half.
Really?
Yeah, because you're like you separate your breath from your mouth, and so you would fill your mouth up, and then control the push with your cheeks while you were breathing in your nose, then filling your mouth up again.
Okay.
I see
That sounds
it.
like
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That was a good
strange
explanation.
magical
Yeah,
thing. It's not real at
it's
all.
witchcraft.
I'm sure it is.
No, it's really not.
Windcraft.
Windcraft. Yes. So I played the cornet, and then I played the trombone.
I didn't know you played the cornet.
Yeah, I was in the marching band.
Isn't it a girly's trumpet or something?
I was also in the cheer squad, but we're not talking about that right now.
Did you play the clarinet while you were in the cheer squad?
The cornet, not the clarinet.
Sorry,
Oh, we
cornet.
thought you said
Clarinet is that one. I
Yeah.
was playing the small version and the little wussy version of the trumpet is what the cornet was. The cornet was for the poor people who couldn't afford the full size trumpet. Okay.
Dude, have you seen the pocket trumpet?
No.
Yeah, it's expensive though.
It's about
Actually, it's not.
this. It's about this big.
It's about a foot.
Yes.
Really?
Right here.
Probably less than
Maybe
a foot.
10 inches.
Yeah.
Like 10
Yeah,
inches.
it's real
Yeah.
compact. All the
Really?
tubing is just
Yeah.
wrapped around over
It's
and
like
over.
circle and circle and circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And does it get full sound?
Yes.
Yeah.
No way.
Way.
Do we still have it?
No way.
What happened to it?
Did you have one?
We lost it.
Yes. No, you didn't bring it.
Really?
Oh.
Really.
Why did I bring
So this
it?
is a podcast and a marital counseling session, but that's besides the point. No, I'm
Yeah, I
just
used to
kidding.
have one. It was black and gold.
Wow, that's
No, it was
really
all
good.
gold. It was all gold.
Yeah.
Oh, so that brings up instruments. What instruments do you play? Like, I know you play bass, and now my audience knows you play bass. But what else do you play?
So I,
Besides drums, which I found out yesterday, which, oh my gosh, by the way. Sorry.
He did a good job.
well, I play.
I know why she married him now.
I play
I need a drummer.
drums, bass, lead guitar, of course, acoustic, piano, organ, upright bass, violin, viola, cello, some saxophone, a little bit of trumpet. I play tuba. Oh my gosh.
And French horn.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, French horn.
French horn
like
marching.
the tuba.
Nice.
I love the tuba. It's the low end.
See, I played the tuba in the marching band.
Yes, me too.
And after all of the instruments you just named, I'm just going to go ahead and hang this up. Y'all finish this, and I'm going to go home because dang, bro.
Dude.
So do you play any instruments?
And trumpet. That's
You
it.
just play trumpet? But okay.
She's
so
a
I
more-
know, see, I know you can play instruments, but she got a voice like a bird, bro.
Yes. Dude.
Like a bird, bro?
Yeah.
It's
I
like a
actually
finch.
I speak bird.
Okay, yeah, it totally threw me on that one. Where are we going with
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
you speak bird?
I speak bird.
Okay, what exactly does that mean?
We communicate in the mornings. I go outside and
Is it like a whistle or a? Can you do it? I mean, I know we're on the spot here, but can you do that?
Yeah, do it.
Frank, why don't you demonstrate what I do?
Survey says not so.
Survey says false. You're on the
Okay.
spot.
So
Okay.
is it like in a Disney movie where they whistle all the birds over and they clean the house for them?
I wish.
That's where I got it from. That was my inspiration.
I wish.
Because I kind of figured that was from watching someone actually do
See,
something
my
like that.
my problem with that would be is like I would figure out how to whistle get the birds, and then I would eventually whistle the wrong tune and end up with the cockroaches. Like the house would be full of cockroaches, and I'd be
Well-
like, "What happened?" And I'd be like, "Quit
As long as
whistling,
as
bro."
long as you're not squealing, I don't think that'd be a problem.
Well, around here, they screech
Yeah, they screech.
from time
They
to time.
screech.
They
So as long as you're not
screech.
screeching.
Oh, on a side
thought
note of
you were-
cockroaches, don't step on cockroaches around here.
Why not?
Spray them.
Yes.
Don't step on them
They're-
because they carry eggs. If you step on them, you spread them. That one will die, but like 100 will take its place.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't
Learned that
know
when I
that.
was a kid.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. So just spray them, watch them twitch and die, enjoy it.
Scoop
and
it
then
up, throw it away.
Scoop it up, throw it away. Yeah.
Well,
Duly noted.
I like to burn mine, make sure they're
That's what the
actually.
squealing's about.
I like that.
I
like
thought
that.
you were going to say earlier that if you whistled the wrong tune, you were going to get like an albatross or something like that.
Well,
Oh, crap.
wrong one. Wrong one. I need the house cleaned. I don't need more poop to clean up. So,
when-
we're gonna get back to this because
no.
now
We
you
can
said
move-
it.
we
No,
can move
no.
past it.
See, here's the thing: is that my brain will go in rabbit tracks, but it always brings me back to the really interesting
Yeah,
stuff.
I was thinking it was
So
going-
you talk to birds.
I talk to birds.
Yeah.
What does it sound like?
I think she just gets the birds over the poop on the car. That's all they do. That's all they do. I've been trying to figure out. I've been trying to figure out how.
Why there's so much poop on the car?
No, I already know. I mean, every time we get up in the morning, it's quail everywhere.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of quail around here, and if you can find a way to kill them silently, those are good eating. By the way,
Oh well,
just a side note.
no taken.
Yeah, we are in Arizona. free everything around here. It's
Yeah.
Just don't shoot within city limits. But it's nothing with gunpowder, right? You can do air rifles in town. Of course, if you can kill a quail with an air rifle, that's a pretty good shot. I'd be impressed, I think.
You think
Salt
you'd be
pellets?
impressed?
I don't know if I'd be impressed or not. It depends on who was doing it.
I think you would have to see it, and then you'd be impressed.
Yeah, I think that'd be the case. Yeah, just little quail. Quail are have you ever had quail?
Little quail?
Quail's delicious.
Those quails
Yeah,
get
I
pretty
heard.
big.
Quail's
Yeah.
delicious. I went hunting when I was a little kid with my dad. I had a gun accident when I was about 10 years old with a shotgun. I put the shotgun under my arm, not against my shoulder, and so I took the kickback straight in my eye, and I was a little afraid of guns for a little while.
Yeah.
But before that, I had gone with my dad and his friend, and we went quail hunting. And so you would spook them up, and they'd all pop up, and then you shoot them and you
Yeah.
scoop them up. And they were delicious. Of course, you needed like 30 of them to be any type of full because they're so tiny. Like a little quail breast is like that big.
So, did you ever have to experience the ones that weren't all the way dead, and Dad made you finish them off? Because
No.
that's like a common story. Like I talk to people
No,
that go hunting for the first time with their dad, and they're like, "It's not dead all the way," and he's like, "Kill it, son."
Yeah, I had
You're like traumatized.
I had a wonderful father. Let's put it that way. My dad didn't torture me. There's a meme out on Facebook right now that says you can call me names if you want, but nothing you can say can bother me because I held the flashlight for my dad when he was working on the car. Because dads are like, you piece of, whatever,
Yeah.
because hold that flashlight in the right place. My dad was never that guy.
Yeah.
Like,
But then again, Dad never really worked on the car, so.
true. Mom taught me how to change the pipe on the toilet, though. My mom was like this master plumber growing up.
So was
Like,
mine.
she changed the toilet out. And I was like, what? And so then I
She
moved
also
out.
fixed the dryer, too.
And fix the dryer, yeah. And so then I buy my own house. I'm 35, right? I've never changed the toilet out in my life, because I've always been in rentals, and so they did it. So I buy a house, and I'm like, I got to change my toilet out. I'm like, oh, that's right. My mom can do this. I call my mom, and she goes, I have no idea how to do that. I'm like, what? We're not at that point yet. You're not allowed to forget stuff. I need to know how to do all the house stuff.
And she's like,
help me out.
Truth be told, I just totally winged it.
And so then I wing it. She's like, great job. I'm like, yeah, except for now I have 3 different floorings on my carpet and 4 different levels. What the heck? My bathroom is multiple steps. If you don't pick up your feet, you'll stub your toes. It's horrible.
Although she did know how to fix the dryer correctly,
That is true.
which is something cool. A skill that we've definitely gotten from from our mom, is the ability to watch someone do something one time, and then
Right.
be able to perfectly reproduce it after one
After
watch
one
through.
go, yeah.
Because she would sit there, the dryer would break. She'd call the guy from Sears to come fix the dryer. He'd come and fix it one time, and the next time she'd be like, call up Sears, order the parts, and fix it herself.
This is what she did, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It looks like we had some hard-working mothers, man.
Oh, yeah. No.
My mom, I was 8. So I went to school. She took down the living room wall. Yeah, she took down
Like, she put somebody through the wall?
No,
or...
no.
I mean, I've done that.
No. She took panel by panel
Off the wall.
off the wall,
Took the wall down.
took the wall down, put it back up to make the living room bigger and make my sister's room smaller
While you were at school.
while we were at school.
So conservatively, we're saying maybe 6.5 hours?
Hold on. But by the time we made it home, she got the inside of the wall back up. Well, I'm 8. She told me you have to put this
she made
back
you do
together.
the rest of the panels.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
did you learn?
via her, I learned how to do everything I know how to do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Even roofing. That's where I learned roofing.
See, this is okay. So this I'm gonna sidetrack here. This is why. So we do podcasts once a week. We were doing it every single day. But all the ones that were the really good ones are the ones where we have guests on the show because I love this stuff. Like I just get to sit here and go, wow. What was that? Wow. What was that? Wow. You learned roofing from your mother.
Yeah. She was the first person to teach me roofing.
Like shingles.
Shingles.
She knows how to roof.
Yes.
Your mom's like a saint.
Somewhere around in the Saint Tan. No.
Stop. She's a bad woman.
She's a bad woman. I mean,
Yeah.
right now she has Alzheimer's and dementia.
Oh, bummer.
And,
And
you
she's
know,
still very feisty.
Oh, I can
still,
imagine.
Yeah.
still feisty.
I can
Oh, my
imagine.
gosh.
Hi, Mom. I don't know you.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. I love you. I gotta go.
Who
She
are
gonna
you?
Kill me.
But, you know, everything I learned, well,
Was she good at musical instruments?
no,
She was an amazing singer.
she's an amazing
was.
singer.
Oh, so
yeah.
So you
Yeah.
could say that she raised the roof.
Yeah, she did raise the roof.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Well done.
Well done.
Very nice.
That was good. I was not expecting. I was fully not prepared for
Oh,
that.
he set that up
Usually,
very
I'm
nicely.
prepared for it. We do that. It's one of the things we do in the show is we tell jokes, but we elongate them and tell them as if they're not jokes
That was nice.
because that's
That was
fun.
nice.
So that was good.
Thank you.
That was
That's
good.
my bro. That's my bro.
Yeah,
See, we're friends, but
that's good.
we're bros.
Oh, is that what this? What is? Well, you guys are sitting on the love seat together, so since we're gonna go there, so I still need to hear this bird language. Like we getting, I'm not getting off this thing here.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's more so of me just, singing to them.
Yeah,
And they sing back.
and they respond.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that is usually when I'm out in nature by myself and I get the urge to sing, which is rare. But when I do, usually I hear hyenas singing back to me. Something, it's just that cackling laughter, from a distance, just like way out there. And I'm like, all right, I'll stop. I'm sorry.
I was like a crazy Disney buff, so
Yeah.
I saw the princesses singing to animals and stuff,
See,
and I started
I
that.
really enjoy Disney.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite Disney movie then?
My favorite Disney movie. What's my favorite? I love Aladdin. That's like one of my faves.
The animated.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you quote it?
Can I quote it?
Because I can word for word from beginning to end.
Aladdin?
Yes, it's my favorite one.
I can't quote the whole movie. I can quote I can show you the world song.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Whole New World. I can quote Hercules.
Ooh, I
And,
like Hercules.
Lion
Hercules is a
King.
good one.
Yeah, what?
Yes, you in the front row?
Why are you smacking in that microphone?
Am I smacking? Am I smacking?
No, you're fine.
I feel like I.
He just picking on you. He
fine.
just
Don't pick
getting
on
on your
me.
case. It's all right.
There's no problems.
Okay, you can make me spit my gum out.
Oh, don't.
No,
spit it
you're
out. Don't
good.
spit it
You're
out.
good. You're good. Don't even
Okay.
worry about it. So, no. Aladdin is my favorite movie.
Yeah.
Did you like the new one? The
No.
one with Will Smith.
No.
Really? How come?
It sucked.
I'm sorry. Just
Why?
the live and the live versions of Disney movies they just don't measure
So
up.
most of the time, I agree with you. I liked what they did with it, though.
Yeah.
I definitely thought Will Smith took the genie to a different place.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't going to be Robin Williams, I can't imagine it being anyone other than Will Smith. Now that I've
Yeah.
seen it.
Yeah.
Like
I can see
I've
that.
thought of a couple other people that I thought might be able to maybe pull off, but the problem with that is that you're holding them. The bar is Robin Williams.
Robin. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I
And no,
just
you
couldn't
can't
get
meet
past
that.
it.
And that's-
yeah.
You can't meet that.
And that's Robin Williams. He is top shelf.
Yeah, no doubt.
He is top shelf.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like It's
you can't attain that. Like
No.
like in comedy or any like voice acting or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like the goal
Oh, yeah,
is
it's pretty
Robin
stiff.
Williams, you
Yeah.
know, and then but to see what Will Smith did with it and to make it more Will Smith style, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
I kind of liked. I enjoyed
Will
it.
Smith's version was much more like the Broadway play, though.
Right.
I mean, it was.
Right.
I didn't. I mean, he definitely had his own flair to it. But
Just jump in, man. That's how this goes. That's how this goes.
He
You
did
keep
a great
raising your hand
job.
like that. I feel
jump
like
in.
I'm going to be back in
Just jump
school.
It was
I just-
bittersweet for me to watch the movie because I did. Every time I saw Genie, I thought about Robin Williams. It was like,
yeah.
it's just not.
It's just
him."
not. It's not right because he's not in it.
That is the way The Return of Jafar was, because the
Yeah.
second movie didn't have Robin Williams.
Yeah.
And then the third one, The Prince of Thieves, I mean, Robin Williams was back, and it had that feel again.
Yeah.
You know, because Robin Williams brings an energy to a show. You
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
to a movie. It's just
Yeah.
about every movie I've seen him in. He's
Well,
got
I think-
he's got a level, even if he's playing like the dark characters.
Right.
He's still got a level of energy that comes along
I think
with it.
if
you
I
know?
remember right, watching the behind the scenes for the original Aladdin, that they gave him the lines and just had him talk for like 4 or 5 hours, and all that stuff was
Yeah.
all in one take.
Yeah, it was a good bunch. It was a good bunch of it, like that they built it around him essentially.
I think
Yeah.
I think the director even said that he wrote the part for him after watching one of his stand-up routines.
That's right. I remember reading about that. Yeah.
But Robin Williams, he was awesome at his craft.
Yeah.
He was simply awesome.
He was phenomenal. But then again, that brings up something we were actually talking about on the last show, which is depression and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That is people like that, people that are that out boisterous, that outgoing, the funny, comedians, stuff like that. People who are able to make you feel better
Right.
usually are either have been hurt or are hurting themselves
Yeah.
more than anyone else usually.
Right.
And that's just a way of life. That's in the church world, that's most of the time a pastor. When I preach a sermon or when I write a Bible study, I mean, I'm pouring into it, stuff to help people because it was stuff that I never got helped on.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I was lacking in, or somebody had left me in the lurch on, and I want to help other people, and then we do a Bible study on it, and people are like, that was amazing, and I'm like, great, because I had never learned that lesson until I wrote this Bible study.
Wow.
Stuff
Yeah.
like that. So
Right.
I think that's just kind of a rule of life, in those things. So,
Yeah.
But Robin Williams definitely, I was very sad when I heard he passed.
Yeah.
That was a bummer day, just because on one end, life is precious, and for people to pass away before their time, due to whatever the circumstances, and we won't get into the politics of that, but due to whatever the circumstances, that's sad. But then the other side of it, from a fan and a selfish standpoint, like what would he have done? Like what character spin would he have put on, say, I don't know, Frozen?
Yeah.
Like if he'd
Oh,
been in
wow.
Frozen.
Oh,
Right?
wow.
Could
yeah.
you imagine? I mean, Olaf is phenomenal as it is, but could you imagine Robin Williams as Olaf?
As Olaf.
Right? He would have
have
killed it.
He would have
Yeah.
killed the show.
He would have killed it.
He would've killed the show,
or
man.
whatever. Whatever. I don't know that I could see Robin Williams as Olaf, but I definitely could see Robin Williams as, something in Moana, like
Yeah.
Hey Hey. Although Hey Hey's played by one of my favorite actors ever. What is his name?
What?
What,
You don't know
Dwayne
your
Johnson?
favorite actor's name?
Every time I say it, it pops. It
What
jumps out of my
in
head.
the world?
I think you might be comparing apples and oranges here, Luke.
Is
Okay.
Hey Hey the big guy with the tattoo?
No, Hey Hey is the chicken.
Oh, okay.
It's
I
played by,
remember that movie.
He's
that
played
much.
by Alan Tudyk, who is the
He
guy.
didn't say anything though.
Who? That's what's so amazing. He did all of the bucks and the clucks and the everything. He did all of it. And if you watch the making of video, it is the funniest thing you've ever seen. Because the chicken's walking across the street and he's watching the chicken and making the noise for the chicken.
Wow.
He finishes and he looks over at the camera and he goes, I went to Juilliard for this. But he's the redhead from. Did you ever see A Knight's Tale?
No.
Trying to remember other movies.
I got to get
that
up on
people-
my movies.
No, I got it. Wow, no, you don't. We're buffs. We. I've got ridiculous amount quantities, and I've
Well,
seen
you know,
ridiculous quantities.
I need to see some movies. You know what I'm saying?
Right, just enjoy them.
Yeah, just enjoy them. You know?
So, apples and oranges, how?
We're talking about Aladdin. The story is written around his personality,
That is true.
whereas the other movies that you've mentioned thus far are written more like regular.
Thus far, did you hear that?
Are written like regular Disney movies, which are written around a theme.
That is true. That is true. But what I was saying though is that Robin Williams, as a character actor or as a personality actor, he brings that to no matter what it is.
No matter what it is.
Whether it's written for him or not. Like Aladdin is unique in the fact that they wrote it essentially around his ability, so it was gonna be over the top.
But that's what I'm saying about an animated story. When you're
Right,
writing an
okay.
animated story, when you have a character like that, it can't be a side character.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
realistically, sure, the story of Aladdin's about Aladdin, but is it about Aladdin?
Well, then that's
Or
the
is it
same
about
for
Genie and his fight for freedom?
It's about Gene and his fight for
okay,
freedom.
and then the same thing can be said for Milan, because it's not about Milan; it's about Mushu
Yeah, it is.
Fight
and his
to be
and his
accepted.
and his fight to be accepted.
And
and
it's
his
the
job.
reason. And it's
Yeah.
the reason,
Dishonor on you.
and it's the
dishonor
reason why-
on your
okay,
cow.
So, okay, so this is great then. Because
Did you
those
see
are,
Milan?
Those
You
are
saw
both.
Milan?
Yeah, we saw
Those are
Milan.
both
Of course
from
you
the
saw
same.
Milan.
Those are both from the same time period, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Of movie making, and that was right around the period of time right before they started doing Pixar. And so if you
okay.
look at them, because all the Pixar movies are not about a villain, they're about dealing with a life issue.
Right.
Whereas Disney movies are mostly about dealing with a villain.
Focusing on villains.
Right.
And what's
right.
interesting is that if you look at all those movies right before Pixar was created, they all have two themes. They have the theme where they're going against the villain, right? In Aladdin, it's Jafar.
Right.
In Mulan, it's the Huns, and
Yeah.
Genghis Khan
it's not Genghis Khan. It's
to defeat the
can't remember what his name
Huns.
is. Anyway,
Let's
but
get. Oh, sorry.
you also have in Mulan, you have the issue of the fact that she's a woman,
Right.
and that if she's discovered, her family will have dishonor.
Dishonor. Right. Yeah.
And she went to not because of any other reason, but to defend the honor of her father, because she knew her father wouldn't make it.
To protect her father.
To
She
protect
went
her
to
father.
protect her father.
Yeah.
Right. Keep him from dying.
And so there's
Yeah.
all these other issues
Right.
that are main points of the story, and then ultimately you have Mushu that's fighting to be reaccepted as the guardian of the
Right.
of the family, right?
Great Stone Dragon.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite characters.
I love it when
Yeah.
the great stone.
So I wrote
dragon-
it
I
in
love
there.
Eddie Murphy. He's another staple in any
Yeah.
movie that he plays.
Yeah, he's
And
just
so
funny.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. This is more of apples to apples. He could
He actually could have
totally switch those roles. You could have Robin Williams play
Mushu.
Mushu, and you could have
Eddie Murphy,
Eddie Murphy
play
play
the
the genie.
Yeah.
which means when they redid the genie, they should have had Eddie Murphy. And
You
not-
totally could switch those roles.
Will Smith.
This is what my point is that these kind of actors,
right.
whatever they're doing, they become the most important part of the story. Because
Right.
of
The
their
focal
personality.
point.
Right. Right.
That's true. So, speaking of Disney, since we're on Disney
Mm-hmm.
and movies, Disney movies that went from animation to live action, well, and if not better, in my opinion, Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Hadn't seen
Beauty
it.
and the Beast was amazing.
They knocked that
would
out of
definitely
the
They
park.
did
agree on
that
that
one.
one.
They
I haven't
knocked
seen
it
it,
out of the
Yeah.
park.
Well, we watched 101 Dalmatians, and that one was really good too.
Oh, yeah, that was
I
really
actually
good.
didn't watch the live action. Did you
Yeah.
see the live
You
action?
didn't like
It
Yeah.
was terrifying.
It was terrifying, but it was a.
I
love the
When
movie.
did that come out? I think it was 5.
They
Were
did
you-
a pretty
yeah,
good
were you-
job.
Were you a baby when that came out?
I think it was 4 or 5.
You a baby?
It was
Baby.
it was terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Horrible. I actually had never seen the original. When I saw the original, I was like, wow,
okay.
this is way better than the remake. Gosh.
I was just telling him when we were watching that movie, I was like, I really like when they remake the movie and it is exactly almost play by play like the cartoon.
I like that, but only when they keep the characters the same.
Yeah.
And when I say that, like Lion King was a travesty.
Yeah.
As
it
far
was-
as I'm concerned.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Like I love Jon Favreau, the director. He's one of my favorite directors, but he failed miserably in not getting the same voice actors.
Yeah.
Right.
You are literally taking an animated movie, you are shot for shot, scene for scene, making a live action out of it,
Right.
where there are no people.
Yeah.
Have the same voice actors.
Right.
All of them do the exact same thing.
Especially when you have guys
Yeah, I
like
see that.
James Earl Jones.
James Earl.
Well, James Earl Jones was in it though.
He was in it. Guys like who?
I was talking about the guy who played Scar,
James Woods? No,
James Woods.
that's not James Woods.
Kevin Bacon.
Who played Scar?
Let me get somebody
James
Google.
Woods.
Can we Google it?
Hey,
I don't know if it would have made much of a difference though, because
Bond of James.
No,
the
well,
animals themselves, like it was just really hard to see expression with them.
Well,
They-
correct.
The reason I'm saying that is because one of the things that they did, even though they did kind of a shot-for-shot remake of it, Scar's character,
Jeremy Irons.
Jeremy Irons, that's what his name
Okay.
is. He
I am
is-
sorry if Jeremy Irons, for whatever reason, listens to this show. I am terribly sorry that I confused you with James.
The problem,
Woods.
the problem is that he is an over-the-top villain.
Yeah.
That is
Right.
who his character is. Even in the Broadway version of it, he's an over-the-top villain. He is that ridiculous.
I saw that.
You know,
And I
he's
smelt it, too.
the villain where you walk into the room and the chair turns around and he's
Insides of Love.
and he's petting the cat. You know, it's
Yeah,
that
yeah.
over-the-top ridiculous villain.
Yes, indeed.
He's
Yeah,
my favorite villain
That's his
too.
that
Scar.
is-
Scar.
but that's
Yeah.
who Scar is.
And then Ursula.
And they
Ursula?
Yes.
when they
Oh,
switched
hated Ursula.
when they switched
So creepy.
to the remake, they used a great villain actor.
Right.
But he doesn't play an over-the-top villain. He plays a subtle villain.
Right. Right.
And so the whole movie felt lacking because you have the story is full of over-the-top characters. James Earl Jones is literally the over-the-top dad character.
Yeah.
Well, in everything.
In
he's
everything.
ever
In everything
been.
he's been
Darth
in.
Vader.
Simba.
Come on.
He is Darth Vader,
He is
right?
Darth Vader.
You have
He is
Simba,
Father.
who is
James Earl Jones plays Darth Vader's voice.
Really.
Oh, we're blowing his mind right now.
wow. Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I am your father.
Dang.
I am your sister's uncle's brother's cousin, twice removed. What does that make us? Absolutely nothing. Sorry. Parody reference.
Anyway,
Derail.
what my point is that you have all of these over-the-top characters, and then the villain, who's supposed to be the lead opposite, is way, way down here at the bottom.
Oh, yeah,
And the
he's
way
a-
that he's acting.
Wow.
In his delivery.
Well, yeah, but see, that's to reiterate that point. The guy who played Scar in the new one, every villain he plays is not. It's really good, but like you said, they're
subtle.
They're deep though.
Yeah, but that's
they're
the
a
point.
deep villain. Like you get the emanating villainy off of them. You can't do that in an animated, and you really can't do that in a live action CGI. You know, because you can't, like you said, you can't get emotion.
Yeah.
You know, we as humans, we get body language. You know, we read body language. If I
Right.
shift a certain way, if I, throw an eyebrow at you or whatever,
Right.
he starts to get uncomfortable because he's like, this dude's, he's winking at me. What's going on?
I'm not going to
He's
get
not
uncomfortable.
getting uncomfortable, which is actually throwing me off, which is really, really good. Then the smile. Jeez. But you can't get that from animals. Really?
Nah.
I mean, I've never seen it in anything where they do animals.
I
you know?
think that the counter argument to that is Jungle Book.
The new one? Mm-hmm. I haven't seen it.
It's the best version of the Jungle Book I've ever seen.
Man's Red Flower.
It was.
I liked Jungle Book.
It was
growing up, too.
amazing.
It was
I
a
loved
good-
it.
I like the cartoon.
Yeah, I thought it was.
liked the
I thought it was
cartoon. Yeah.
amazingly well done. I thought it was an amazing remake. One human character in the entire thing interacting with animals.
Right.
That's what the Jungle Book is.
Right.
And you get all of the emotions out of the animal.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
it's not the face. With an animal, it's not their face,
Well,
it's
then
their
it's-
body language.
Yeah. I guess that makes more
What
sense.
I think what the issue is what I was saying. Is
Well, that's
that
the entire
you're-
entire animal kingdom. is
You're
body
looking
language.
at this. You're looking at this
Right. Is it?
character.
A cat arches its back to make itself bigger.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you're right.
A,
You're right.
a lion fluffs out their mane, or whatever, bares their teeth.
Yeah.
a bear stands on its hind legs and becomes 9 foot, and then you have to run away or poop yourself. One of the two.
Or both.
Or both.
Or both. A snake can stand up sometimes.
Don't push your friend down. Just run faster. He'll trip on his own.
Yeah, he will.
What my point
I
is
actually
that
read that.
Wait, Jerry,
note,
wait.
I actually read that as a safety thing.
What's your
Don't
point?
trip your friend. Just run.
What was the point?
Sorry, continue.
What my point is that the nonverbal body language of animals is totally conveyable. The problem is that the characters, they changed fundamental aspects of the characters. And so you're looking at the body language of the animal, and it doesn't match the voice.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, I'll agree with you on that one. Yeah.
You have Scar, which is this over-the-top villain, who in the remake looks like this mangy, nasty-looking cat,
Right.
which I thought was a failure in and of itself.
Isn't that all he was? Was a mangy-looking cat?
No, absolutely not. He's an over-the-top villain. He's got
He technically
he's got
would
the
have been
black
king.
mane.
Had his
Yeah.
brother not been there.
Well, he wasn't going to be king anyway because his brother had a son.
Right, but that doesn't necessarily make him mangy.
He
I
still
mean,
had like a regal look, if I could say, maybe like a regal look. He still had a air about himself.
The black mane
Yeah.
instead of the.
The
Hey,
gold.
you're right, he did.
But-
he had like a
Yeah.
dark regal look, didn't he?
Yeah,
In the first
he
one?
was stuck up.
But I mean,
know, he
that's
was
Check
like-
me out.
He was
Pompous.
bougie.
He was bad and bougie.
So dumb.
You're welcome. I hate that song. Continue.
Anyway, what my point is that you're looking for the character. At least I was. I was looking for the character to be the character that I remembered, and it wasn't. And
That was a letdown.
And even when they did, and of course, my favorite song from any Disney movie is "Be Prepared"
Oh, yeah.
from Lion King. It's my favorite song, and they butchered it. Absolutely butchered it because the song is supposed to be over the top and ridiculous.
Favorite song in a Disney movie. Okay, that's the next subject. Continue.
It's supposed to be over the top and ridiculous. They're plotting to overthrow the king like it's an actual kingdom,
Right.
like it's some like political coup where they're gonna kill the king, and not like it's the animal kingdom where the leader of the lion pride gets bumped off every other day potentially.
Right.
Right.
Right. In real life.
In real life.
In real life.
And so
And
instead,
the two brothers probably wouldn't have been sticking around. They'd have been fighting each other.
oh no,
Right.
they stick around. That's how a pride
Yeah?
works.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
So from an outside pride, because I know that if the leader of the pride gets killed off, usually the leader kills all the cubs, so that he has no one to threaten him later.
Really?
In lion prides, yes.
So that's what Scar was doing.
So I mean, essentially, that's what Scar was doing. But I was under the impression, and this is my not watching Discovery Channel enough for African lion prides. Apparently, my impression was that there was only one male, and they fought for leadership, and when he won, that was it. And then if he went to take over another pride and he killed the leader, he would kill all of that leader's
Cubs.
When it
kids,
takes over another
essentially.
pride, yes, but not necessarily in its own.
within the own pride. Okay. See, Nick's the history guy and the knowledge dude. Like, he's almost better than Google half the time. I just
Hey,
need to put an
Nick.
app on my phone. Hey, Nick.
Hey Nick,
Hey, Nick. Put an app on my phone. Hey, Nick.
Yeah.
Okay, so favorite. So the favorite. Oh, yeah. No.
it's the bottom of the hour.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually,
Dang.
we blew past the bottom of the hour.
Did we blow
Oh,
past?
wow.
How much farther?
8 minutes past.
Oh, that's not too
so
bad.
it's not too.
So, this is
PodBros.
PodBros, a production
production
of
of
Sound
Sound
Bros
Bros
Productions.
Sound
Productions.
Pros Productions.
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 I love it.
Productions.
Productions. Who's going to be the last one?
Productions.
Yay.
All right. Anyway, so
So-
proceed.
Yeah, but we see that in
No.
remakes of I'm switching subjects.
Why are you switching subjects? Favorite Disney songs.
Fine. Favorite Disney song. Favorite Disney musical number in an animated or non-animated? Or it doesn't
I
matter.
don't think it
Disney,
matters.
Disney in general?
You can just do Disney in general.
Because, I mean, I really liked the... No, wait, no, that really wasn't a Disney song. Never mind. I was going to say something with the Pirates of the Caribbean, but there wasn't really any singing in the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Hercules was like a great musical for
I
me.
loved Hercules.
Yeah, from the very beginning with the muses who sang
yeah.
the whole
Hercules.
narration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
It's a lot of fun.
I like it when when any movie, not just Disney, but any movie puts in, I don't know what it would be called, highbrow humor, like stuff that's intelligent,
Yeah.
right? Where it's outside of the realm of normal stuff. So in Hercules, when I was in sixth grade, I was in sixth grade, and our teacher was talking about Hercules, and we were learning ancient Roman history. And she said, you know, one of the best scenes in Hercules was the fact that there's that scene where the two little demons pretend to be the two kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're stuck under the big rock.
Yeah.
And they yell out, dial IXII.
Yeah, yeah.
That's 911 in Roman numerals.
Didn't know that.
But nobody knows that.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Right? And so, I mean, I didn't, like, she was using it as an example.
That's
so
pretty
the next
cool.
time I saw the movie, which would have been the first time I saw the movie, I'm in tears laughing, right, at that part. And everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy. And I'm like, he just yelled dial 911. They're in ancient Greece. There's no 911. And they use Roman numerals, IXII. I like stuff like that.
Yeah.
For me, I like stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when they do that either in song or in like parts of the movies, I think that's really funny. My favorite musical number in any Disney song originally was from Mulan, which was Make a Man Out of You.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
because that montage is hysterical.
A girl worth fighting for?
No. That was really a girl worth fighting for. Is really good. But when the new Beauty and the Beast came out, because Beauty and the Beast is up there. It's for me, it's Aladdin, then Beauty and the Beast are my
Yeah.
two favorite. Because secretly, I'm a hopeless romantic. Apparently, it's not a secret anymore. Because I just said it
No
online.
longer a secret.
Quiet. And so, but when they came out with the remake, they had the Beast song. Mm-hmm. That wasn't in the original. And I think it was
But it
only
is
in a
in the
hand.
book, though.
It was in the book, but it was only in a handful of the Broadway versions of it.
Really?
And that song, I mean, I'm sitting in the theater and my friend was with me, and I'd just gone through a really rough time in my life. And so I'm sitting in the theater watching Beauty and the Beast with a guy friend, as opposed to a female, and I'm like, and then that part, and I start crying, and I feel him put his hand on my arm, and I look over, and he's like, it's okay. And I'm like crying, like I cry at movies.
Yeah, I did too.
I get all emotional.
I did.
Ooh.
I get weepy. Quiet.
I cry at every movie.
Do you?
Every movie.
Every movie?
Yes.
Doesn't matter what the movie
happy,
is?
If it's a happy,
got a happy ending, you get all
I'm like,
excited?
man, that's so good.
Yeah.
It's one.
That's me.
It's one we didn't cry at all, and that was Benjamin Button, because we saw, what was that movie?
The Secret Life of Walter.
Walter. Is it Smitty?
Smitty. It was what was his name?
Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller.
Oh
It
my
was
gosh, you have to see that
the
movie
Secret Life of
before
Walter
you
Smitty, I
see
think.
Benjamin
I
Button.
saw Benjamin Button.
Oh
already.
my gosh.
Well, Ben Stiller in this movie had this really crazy, like he had a daydreaming problem. He would
The Secret
space
Life
out.
of Walter Mitty.
Yes,
Yeah,
Walter
Walter
Mitty.
Mitty.
Yeah, and so he would just daydream. He had a really boring life, but in his mind, he had like all these amazing scenes playing out in his head, and he would just be zoning out, and it would show, fan
And it
out
would
to
play
that.
out?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is actually something that Nick and I have been talking about, is doing a podcast or doing at least a segment in the podcast where we read the synopsis of a movie
Yeah.
in that movie theater voice. Okay, so I've got it. I'm going to
Okay.
read it. Ready? When both he and a colleague are about to lose their job, Walter takes action by embarking on an adventure more extraordinary than anything he could ever imagined.
Oh man,
The
is that
Secret
it?
Life of Walter Mitty.
Yeah, but wait until you
How
see
did how was that? Was that good?
It was good,
It was-
but they
was
did
that
not
good?
explain that very well.
No, they did
Okay,
not.
so this is off of IMDb. The
Okay.
best ones are the ones off of like if you go on like Prime or Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The synopsis on those are hysterical.
Wait
They're
until-
so funny.
Wait until you see the movie,
Okay,
though.
so I need to watch this movie then.
Yes, you need to watch that movie.
to.
Need to. It's
Yeah.
a
Then
must.
you need to go back and watch
Short.
Benjamin Button.
Oh, but it's got Kristen Wiig in it.
Oh, it don't matter. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny.
Is it funny? I actually like Ben Stiller.
I love
Yeah,
Ben
I
Stiller.
Ben
love
Stiller's
him.
one of my
He's
favorites.
hilarious.
He
Yeah.
makes some funny stuff.
He
Does
oh
a
my
lot of
gosh.
stuff with Vince Vaughn, which I
Yeah.
think is they're kind of funny
Yeah,
together.
They are
I like
funny.
comedies. They can get dark though. He can get a little dark, or sorry, off color.
Have you ever
Yeah.
seen Tropic Thunder by him?
Yeah.
Yes.
You never go full. Oh.
Did you shake?
What do you mean, we people? You people? What do you mean, you people? That is probably one of my favorites.
Yeah.
That movie made
Who are
me
you?
laugh
I know who
a
I am.
lot.
I'm a dude dressed as a dude disguised as another dude.
I like Robert Downey Jr. though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
his part
hilarious.
was really.
Oh my gosh,
It was retarded.
that movie.
He
just
did
that
a great
movie. You
job.
never
Oh my
go full retard.
Exactly.
The two of them together, Ben Stiller and Robert Downey Jr. Yeah.
definitely very very good.
Yeah.
You guys like the Marvel movies?
Yes, we love
Yeah,
them.
you down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where
Technically,
they
also they're Disney movies. Just
they are.
Yeah,
actually
they are Disney movies.
Yep. And we won't discuss the redheaded stepchild of Disney movies franchises, otherwise known as Star Wars. I said it. We did an entire when
2
episode,
hours.
We did 2 hours.
2
Really?
hours.
A rant episode about how much Star Wars, what Disney did.
If
to
you're
Star
new to
Wars.
our podcast, if you want to go back and listen to that
and
one,
find the one that says Star Wars on it. It's a 2-hour episode, and we destroy them.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. Because we're diehard Star Wars fans, and so before Disney took
I
over,
think we should be more clear.
okay,
We're diehard science fiction fans.
so yeah, sci-fi fans. I'm sorry, science fiction.
Science fiction and
Fiction.
You know, honestly, I'm a pretty hardcore fan on good storytelling,
It's okay. You can laugh into the microphone.
Okay,
It's all right.
solid plot, solid story development, character development.
Of course, all of it.
You know,
And
a good
then-
screenplay,
and then-
good directing.
And
I'm
then
a fan of all of those.
Wait
things.
for it. Aliens.
Versus Predator.
Not a huge fan of.
Actually,
lens
you know
flare.
what? I don't know that I've ever seen Aliens versus Predator.
Although,
maybe
you know-
I
Me
have.
either.
You know what's
Maybe I
amazing?
have.
Me either.
You know something we didn't talk
I've
about?
seen a
I
bunch
don't
of the
think we
Alien
talked about
movies,
this
though.
in that episode. But
Oh no. What have I done?
we made it. The master of lens flare, or I should say the bane of lens flare.
No,
Made
the
it through
destroyer of all my
He
childhood.
made it through all 3 of the Star Wars sequel movies without lens flare.
No, he did lens flare, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
I thought he did.
Maybe a little bit, but not nearly as much as Star Trek 11.
No, Star Trek
Good
was
Lord.
horrible. It was like I needed to wear sunglasses because it was blinding.
The whole thing.
Lens flare.
The whole bridge is lens flare.
Star Trek lens flare. They should name it Star Trek lens flare.
Ensign, can you turn down the lens flare generator? You can do that?
We can do that. Yes, sir. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, I'm not a J.J. Abrams fan. So he kind of ruined Star Wars for me. Kind of ruined
And
Star
Star
Trek
Trek.
for me. I'm afraid to hear him touch anything else because he might ruin it for me.
And we're back to favorite Disney song.
Favorite Disney song. So yeah, my favorite would be the Beauty and the Beast song, because that song, like you know what it is Disney has an uncanny ability to capture emotion that you're experiencing.
Yeah.
Like I would
I
say
agree.
it's nigh unto. I mean, it's almost supernatural how close they are. And for the Beauty and the Beast,
Well,
at least
they
for
used
me,
to.
huh?
They used to.
They used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to. For me, the Beauty and the Beast, at least in that movie, when the Beast sung that, it was like, I've literally experienced that. I know that feeling.
Yeah.
You know, and it was super, super, you know. And then, of course, in Aladdin, A Whole New World, you know,
Yeah.
that is such a great song. I used to work at Fuddruckers. We had a Fuddruckers here in town.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had one years ago in Prescott Valley, and
Well,
I was
where
one
Colt
of the
Barbecue is now.
where Colt Barbecue is, which that's a pretty decent trade because Colt Barbecue is bomb.
I tried to get a job there.
Did you? And
Not really.
or you're trying to get a job there?
Oh no.
Oh no,
I tried.
you tried?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Just threw
Didn't
some
work.
applications out.
oh yeah, just to yeah.
Yeah.
I love your food. Can I work here? So they're really, really good. But it was in that building.
Yeah.
And so I used to work I was one of the cooks. Mm-hmm. And me and the guy who
Say you're
was.
chilly.
I'm fine. Go ahead.
Do you want to trade? Is this
No.
chair your chair? I took
Do
your
you
chair.
want your
didn't
blanket?
I'll go grab my jacket.
Oh, are you cold?
Cold.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab my jacket.
Oh, okay.
I was about to say, if you're chilly, just get a bowl.
Thank you. I need a spoon too.
Oh no, we don't have to have spoons. We eat with our fingers.
You know, you should put it outside though, because then it's chilly outside.
That's right.
Okay, so I'm going to interrupt you for a second. And I know that before I said any Disney song, but I feel like we should
Qualify it?
I think we should have two categories here because I realized just now when you were talking about the Disney songs that you like that I think we should separate and have favorite Disney song that's like a romantic song and favorite Disney song that's not a romantic song.
Okay.
Well, you lost me there because I don't have any favorite Disney song.
So, just
Okay.
saying.
Do you have a favorite song?
Yeah, but it's not Disney, but it sounds like it's Disney.
Okay, now you've intrigued me. What's the song?
Sing a tune.
He's so funny.
I'm straight. It's a song that she sings to one of the students,
I came up with this story, this idea.
and it'd be lovely for a Disney movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a story.
So, yeah,
There's a
explain it.
woman who is she lost her baby, so she becomes a baby cuddler, like a professional baby
Aw,
cuddler.
yeah.
And she sings this song to them when she picks them up and holds them, and then two kids have that connection,
Mm-hmm.
and they live two totally different lives. One lives a very privileged life and just has, love surrounding them. And then the other one lives a very cold life and is kind of lacking love. And they interact with each other as adults. The one that's lacking love becomes like the boss of
Okay.
this person. And the story just plays out. Basically, that
Did you
song
write
is...
this?
Yeah. The song is reintroduced in the movie, and it breaks that cold outer shell of that person that
So you wrote this
experienced
movie?
that. Well, I haven't. I mean, yeah.
You wrote the story.
Yeah, I wrote the story. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so the song I came up with is called "Sing a Tune" that this person sings to the kids, and it goes, "Sing a tune. Suddenly I'm not so blue. What was so alarming turns into a distant memory. I sing a tune, and pretty soon you will be singing it too." And so I let the kids hear it at the school, and they just loved it and latched on to
Wow.
it. Yeah.
Man, you have got a beautiful voice.
Okay, that is a beautiful voice.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah,
well done.
thank you.
Good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you said something, and I'm gonna run off it a little bit, and
Run.
and we'll see where we
He's
end up
actually
with
going
it.
to stay sitting in a seat and talk about it.
Good one.
Just to be clear.
You said that there were two kids, and one lived a privileged life, and one lived, but then you tied privilege to love,
yeah.
and then you said a cold life, and I love that because we have this world right now where everything is tumultuous and everything is upside down.
Yeah.
And there's this talk and all of this stuff between colors, right? And the thing that is thrown out the most is the term white, right? White privilege.
Privilege, yeah.
And then there's all the people that are like, what about, I've never had white privilege. And then you said that and it triggered my brain because actual privilege is purely the love that you're shown.
Yeah.
Because you could
It's a great
be
perspective.
you could be I grew up in Prescott, right? We are as white can get. I was telling somebody earlier today when we did finally get some colored people in town, we pull over and run over and want to take a picture with them, because we're all excited,
You was telling me that yesterday.
Yeah. And so, but I know a lot of people in town that are the same skin color as me that don't have the things that I was afforded.
Right.
And it's not money and it's not possessions, but I grew up in a home where my mother and my father loved me, and then on top of that, they showed me the love of Christ.
Yeah.
Right. And because of that, when I grew up, I turned my back on everything church and God related, and I destroyed my life.
Yeah.
And in those years when I wasn't living for Jesus, and I had turned my back on him, and I didn't have him in my heart, I could have been one of those people that was like, well, you're privileged and I'm not. But then when I faced the love of Jesus again and I was blessed with that, everything shifted. I'm not wealthy in any way, but I'm blessed in the term of, you tell me I got privilege, you are darn right I do, because I am loved more than I can even imagine. And I think the amazing thing about that particular statement is that it doesn't, outside of how you were raised, whether it was cold or loving, we have that ultimate love of Jesus who shed his blood on the cross. And because he did that, then we all are given that privilege of eternity. Right. And making heaven our home. Where where the Bible says there is no more tears and there's no more death. I'm sorry.
No, I love that.
You triggered my brain, and I was like, that so fits with our culture right now, and just the diametric shifts of where we're so focused on the wrong things. But when we focus on the right stuff, everything just becomes a moot point. And it's like, oh no, we're all in this
together.
We're all in this together.
Right.
We're all the same in that regard.
Yeah,
so,
the main connecting point is love, definitely, and the difference between privilege and non-privilege is just either the absence of love. But the difference between a lot of things is either the absence of love. Yeah.
Well, and I think also as well, along with that, is the choices that go along with it.
Yeah.
Because I had parents that loved me very dearly, but I experienced some dark in my life. I'm not going to go into it, but I experienced some stuff in some certain circles where there was none of that love. And as a matter of fact, there was the opposite, and there was the angst and the dark and the cold, and I had to make the choice to rest in Jesus's love, no matter what that is over there. I'm going to be where I know I'm supposed to be, which is over here.
For some people though, it's hard to just rest in that, especially when they don't know.
Correct.
It's easy to follow something that you see. But it's hard as heck to follow something that you have not seen, you have not touched, you have not really talked to, you don't have a relationship with.
You've never experienced it.
Exactly.
You've never experienced it. As a matter of fact, you've only experienced the other side.
Right.
And so I think that's what I love about salvation so much. Is that salvation reaches down into that. Right? Because we all, at some point, we were all there. Right? And you've never experienced it, and you've never seen it, or in our culture where a lot of people grow up without a dad.
Right.
And then they put that absentee father on God. And they go, well, how can I follow a father, because we use the same term, forgetting the fact that God is the perfect father. Right? He exudes, he is love. Not just that he loves us. He is love. Like, he's the embodiment of it. It is him 100%.
100%.
You can't come into his presence and and be in his character without feeling the love that comes there, because it is him. And I think that what breaks down these barriers and breaks down these walls in our current culture is people like us who are Christians, who do understand the love of Christ. And because we have it, as Pastor says, the Jesus in me
loves the Jesus
in you. So let me amend it. If Jesus isn't in you, the Jesus in me loves you. Until the Jesus gets in you. And then the Jesus in me loves the Jesus in you. And that's what breaks down that stuff. For those people that, don't haven't experienced it or haven't grown up with it, then they get that. So where are we on the list there, bro? What's the time?
We've still got a few minutes.
Okay. So, good. You went from favorite Disney song to favorite song, and then we got that, and that was awesome.
I told you, bro.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's amazing, man.
Where did you find her? What was the store? And get me the address because I need to go get one.
Soon I'm gonna have to tell you the way we met. The way we met.
You will have to tell me that story. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love stories like that. I was actually having a conversation with a lady today at the picnic, and she was telling me that they are celebrating their 50th anniversary.
Aww.
And her story was crazy because she got married 56 years ago.
Oh.
And 5 or 6 years into their marriage, her husband and his 2 brothers died in in a plane crash all at the same time.
Yeah.
And so then she ended up marrying his best friend.
Oh wow.
50 years ago.
Yeah.
Dang.
Wow.
I'm like, what? That's really cool. I was like, so you got the same guy in a different body. Yeah. It is a movie.
Yeah.
And she goes, what? She goes, what? No, he died. And I'm like, no, personality. Because best friends usually have a close personality, right?
Yeah.
Like, so you got the same personality. It's what you like. And you found the other one. You know,
Yeah.
Hey, all right. Turns out, she told me the rest of the story. So they were all down in Glendale. You'll like this.
Okay.
So she's got this look on her face like, whoa.
Oh, gosh.
So they were all down in Glendale,
She's
I guess,
about to cry.
at a Methodist. They were a Methodist co-ed volleyball team that they went and played other churches. And so apparently her first husband and her current husband were all part of the same group of friends. And her first husband and her current husband were best friends.
Yeah.
And so her current husband wanted to date her, but the other guy was faster.
Oh.
So he dated her, and I guess all the guys were like, she's the one. Everybody everybody likes this girl. And the other guy swooped in, and I just was chuckling.
Got first dibs.
I'm glad she's happy.
Huh?
I'm glad she's happy.
She is. Yeah, she's got. I mean, she's telling me about like
What a story.
her sons and like her kids, and then her grandkids, and then her great grandkids now, and her great grandkid actually is one who just got. They just had the newest great grandchild.
Oh wow.
So
That's crazy.
That's cool to me.
What a
Generational
story.
stuff like that, you know.
We don't even have kids, but I got great nephews and nieces.
Great. 3
Great.
greats.
Yes.
Yeah.
3 great. You are not
He's a
that.
great.
How old
uncle.
are you, bro? You're not much older than me.
43.
Yeah, you're not much older than me. How does that work?
Dude, I was just the last Mohican in the
His mom had him
He
very,
said the
very
last
young.
Mohican.
My mama had me
So
when
which
she was
ones are older
44.
and younger?
My mom had me when she was 44.
44.
Yeah. So I was the last.
So how close are you then in age to the greats and great greats and whatever? How does that work?
Well, the greats are, let me see. So I have a niece who's maybe 3 years older than me. She had kids. Her kids had kids.
Oh, okay.
And then her kids' had kids.
Good Lord. That's fantastic.
So that means that there was a point at which your mom and her kids were all pregnant at the same time.
Exactly.
That's pretty awesome.
That is awesome.
That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, but it's awesome.
That's actually how it used to be. Back.
Yeah, you just get
We've talked about this before.
you just get pregnant and stay pregnant.
Well, no, in the early.
I mean, I am, but that's a whole different deal. I mean, we're talking about something
Well,
else
in the
here.
early days of America, in like New England, Providence, Rhode Island area, once they got past those first couple winters, and they started having kids,
Right.
and each family would have 8 or 9 kids, and there was a point at which mom, kid, and grandkid were all pregnant at the same time, and that was like a common occurrence, like normal, everyday thing for there to be multiple generations of people all having kids at the same time.
Man, that's crazy. Well, that's
Yeah.
when you read the ages in the Old Testament.
We were the most populated country in the world.
I thought China always had us beat.
No.
Really?
No.
I figured China's.
See that's
That's Nick.
all right, Nick.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, Nick. Tell me about China.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't until the 20th century that China surpassed the United States for the most populated country in the world. Wow. And there's all sorts of political reasons for that, but actually, mostly what it has to do with is a revival that happened in China.
A revival?
Yeah, there was an epic revival that happened in China, which unfortunately ultimately led to them being taken over by the Japanese, which all of the political stuff that happened there. But there was a revival that swept through China, and the emperor got saved and stepped down out of his emperorship to create a democratic-style government. And right around that period of time, everything started falling apart, and the country was kind of fractured, and then Japan started invading.
Wow.
So
I did not know that.
Me either.
Yeah.
Well,
there's actually some epic books about missionaries that were in China during that period of time, and dealing with some of the elements of the fractured Chinese.
Wow.
and then the Communist Party took over, and now look what we have.
That's pretty devastating.
It's terrible.
So,
Good for him.
That's terrible.
Saved
Terrible,
him.
terrible, terrible.
That's,
that was him.
there's
That's
a
his
soul
phone.
that was
Sorry,
saved.
my phone's going off.
Yeah. It's a cool.
But
They're pretty
wow.
cool stories. But yeah, that was when China's population started exploding, and they surpassed us after, or either right before or right after World War II. They surpassed us in population, and then ballooned rapidly, which the United States would have actually done if we hadn't been coming out of our industrial revolution into our post-industrial time period, which is what we've been in for the last 70 years, 80 years. Which is the reason why a lot of people are suggesting that we do what's called artificial uplift, which is you go into a third world country and you essentially uplift them past industrialization to the point where where they don't need large families to produce crops and stuff like that because of overpopulation. Of course, overpopulation is BS anyway, but that's besides the point.
Babysitter? BS?
Bologna sandwich.
Bologna sandwich. Bologna.
Beard sass.
Bologna.
Beard sass.
Beard sass. Well, I like that. I have beard sass. Frank's working on beard sass.
Big squash.
Yeah.
His beard's starting to get there. It looks good. Looks good. Love a good beard.
I'm telling you, we're brothers.
Yeah.
we all related. Where we at? I think we're there.
We're past there.
We're past there.
We're past there.
We are past there. As it always goes when we have guests, we always just run past the hour, which is awesome, which is always good. So this has been PodBros,
It has been.
a production
will
of
be
Sound Bros
again.
Productions.
All right.
Production.
Yeah, it will be. It will be next week. Aha! She got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We didn't do our political wine. Do we want to? I don't feel any better.
I do. When you talked about politics a little bit,
We did actually, but we went in a completely different direction. I don't know if how much of that you got.
I got all of it.
Okay,
I was going
good.
to interject, but you guys just kept going.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
So this has been a PodBros production.
It's been a production of PodBros.
This has been
By Sound Bros
PodBros, a production of Sound Bros Productions, featuring guests Frank and Shayla.
All right.
Also known as Shaw Squared.
Shaw Square. Ooh, I like that. Is that y'all?
Yeah.
I like it. I like that. And they will eventually be produced by Sound Bros Productions.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that is definitely going to be something at some point. So as we end our shows,
We hope you learned something.
because if you're not learning,
You're
dying.
dying.
So
So
stay
stay
alive.